Hi, I'm Jack.
I'm Ethan.
So today we're gonna share about 26 structures in our brain and their functions and locations. So let's start. So first, I'm gonna share about the brainstem. It is located at the base of the brain, connecting the brain to the spinal cord. And its function is to control vital involuntary functions such as breathing, heart rate, and blood pressures. And second, I'm gonna share about the third cerebellum, which is located here, and it is located at the back of the brain, underneath the occipital lobes. And its function is coordinates balance, posture, and smooth voluntary movement. And third, I'm gonna share about the cerebrum. So location of it is the largest part of the brain, divided into right and left hemispheres. And its function is the function is responsible for higher brain functions such as thought, memory, language, and voluntary movement. Okay. And then I'm gonna share about the right frontal lobe, which is located here. The location of the right frontal lobe is the front part of the right hemisphere behind the forehead. And the function of right frontal lobe is to control creativity, emotional expression, and movement on the left side of the body. And then I'm gonna share about the right frontal lobe, which is here. The location of it is front part of the left hemisphere behind the forehead, and the function of it is to handle logical thinking, speech production, and movement on the right side of the body. So then I'm gonna share about the right parietal lobe. So the location of it is upper middle part of the right hemisphere behind the frontal lobe. And the function of right parietal lobe is to process spatial awareness, touch, and sensory input from the left side of the body. And next, I'm gonna share about the left parietal lobes. So it is located at upper middle part of the left hemisphere behind the frontal lobe. And the function of it is to process reading, writing, math, and sensory input from the right side of the body. So next, I'm gonna share about the right occipital lobe, which is here. And the location of right occipital lobe is the back of the right hemisphere, and the function is to process visual information from the left visual field. And next, I'm gonna share about the left occipital lobes. The location it is the back of the left hemisphere, and the function is to process visual information from the right visual field. Next, I'm gonna share about the right temporal lobe. The location of right temporal lobe is lower side of the right hemisphere near the ear, which is here. And the function is to handle music, perception, facial recognition, and memory. And next, left temporal lobe, which is here. And the location of it is the lower side of the left hemisphere near the ears. And the function of left temporal lobe is to responsible for understanding language and verbal memory. So next, I'm gonna share about the right olfactory bulb, which is here. And location is on the front underside of the right frontal lobe above the nasal cavity, and the function is to detect and processes smells from the right nostril. Next, I'm going to share about the left olfactory bulb. The location of it is front underside of the right frontal lobe above the nasal cavity. And next, and the function of it is to detect and process smells from the left nostril.
So this is left optic nerves. It transmits visual information from the left eye to the brain. It is located in the back of your left eye. And this is right optic nerve. It transmits visual signals from the left eye to the brain and located at the back of your right eye. This is optic chiasm. Its function is to allow the optic nerve fibers from the nasal half of each retina to cross by facilitating the decussation of optic nerve fibers. The optic chiasm enables the brain to receive and process visual information from both eyes simultaneously. It is in the central nervous system at the base of the brain, just above the pituitary gland. And here is the oculometer. It controls eye movement, eyelid elevation, and pupillary constriction. It originates in the midbrain, where its nucleus is located at the level of the superior of colliculus. Here's trochlear. It controls the movement of the superior oblique muscle in the eyes. And trochlear originates from the trochlear nucleus in the midbrain, which is located at the level of the inferior colliculus. And then trigeminal nerves. It provides sensation to the face. It originates from the brainstem, specifically the pons, with its sensory roots emerging there. Here is the abducens nerves. It controls the movement of eye by innervating the lateral rectus muscle. The abducens nerve origin is in the brainstem, specifically pontine tegmentum, within the pons, beneath the floor of the fourth ventricle. Here is corpus callosum. Its function is to facilitate communication between the two hemispheres of the brain. The corpus callosum is situated in the midline of the brain, deep within the cerebral hemispheres. Here is thalamus. Its function is to act as a relay station for the brain, processing and relaying almost all sensory information, except for smell, to the cerebral cortex. The thalamus is located in the center of the brain, in a region called diencephalon. Here is hypothalamus. Its function is to maintain homeostasis by regulating vital bodily functions such as body temperature, hunger, thirst, sleep cycles, and the release of hormones. The hypothalamus is located in the central portion of the brain, known as the forebrain. And then amygdala. Its function is to process emotions, particularly fear and aggression, and to tie emotional significance to memorize. The amygdala is located in the medial temporal lobe of the brain, deep within the cerebral hemispheres. And here is the pons. It controls breathing. It transmits sensory information from the body to the cerebellum for coordination and motor command, from the cerebrum to the muscles. The pons is located in the brainstem, at the base of the brain, between the midbrain and the medulla oblongata. This is our presentation for the 26 structures of the brain. Thank you for watching.